symbiosis relationship and what are symbiote? Well children, there are many organisms who are dependent on each other for food, shelter. Okay, so they are mutually related with each other and they are mutually dependent on each other for their survival. Now, what is that? Let us try to understand. You must have seen this picture quite a few times, a buffalo or maybe crocodile, cow, and on top of that a crow or any bird is sitting. Okay, so do you know that this crow and this buffalo which you can see on the screen right now, they are also in a symbiosis relationship. They are also in a symbiotic relationship. Now how? If we will see the body of a buffalo, we will see that the body of a buffalo is not very clean. It's full of dirt. There are many insects and rodents on the skin of these buffaloes, if you will notice it. So these crows help a buffalo in getting rid of all those parasites and all those insects and rodents which may harm the health of buffalo. And at the same time, this crow, while eating all this, they are taking in their food. So these insects and rodents, they are their food. So as you can see here children, both of them are dependent on each other. The crow is helping the buffalo to get rid of all the insects and rodents from its body, whereas this buffalo is providing food for the crow. So they both are in a symbiotic relationship. They both need each other. Another example is also, you can see on the screen here, is that we all domesticate animals. For example, we domesticate buffalo, cow or dogs maybe sometimes for the protection. And at the same time, the dogs are also getting food and shelter from us. So we both are dependent on each other. We both are in a symbiotic relationship. Okay, so here also this man is dependent on the buffalo because buffalo gives the milk, and by selling that milk, this man is earning its income. The man is earning its life. Well, at the same time, this buffalo is also getting a food and shelter from the man. So they both are in a symbiotic relationship. They both need each other. So such type of mutual interaction between any two living being in which they both are benefited from each other is called as symbiotic relationship. So what is it? Do I repeat? So symbiotic relationship is a mutual interaction between any two living organisms in which both of them or at least one of them is benefited from this interaction. Now, a very common example here is the definition that you can see here is some organisms live together and share both shelter and nutrients. This relationship is called symbiosis or symbiotic relationship, and this mode of taking in food is called symbiotic nutrition. For example, fungus and algae, we will discuss this, and rhizobium, bacteria and leguminous plants. So now these two examples are very common and they are very important also. So we will discuss them one by one. So here, first of all, we need to know that what are rhizobium bacteria and what is a leguminous plants. So if you will see here children, that this is a plant and this plant is a leguminous plant. Now leguminous plants means the plants which have rhizobium bacteria in their roots. For example, peas, kidney beans, grams and all those plants, all those crops. So what these leguminous plants do is, see, suppose this is the root of a leguminous plant and these are the rhizobium bacteria. Now what are rhizobium bacteria? Children, we all know that plant need nutrients, they also need nitrogen also for their survival to make their own food. Yes, but the plants cannot take in the nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. Okay, they need the nitrogen in a usable form. So these rhizobium bacteria take the nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into usable form, and that the plant can easily use on later. So these bacteria are called rhizobium bacteria. So this rhizobium bacteria is giving nitrogen, is giving the usable form of nitrogen to the plants, whereas this leguminous plant is also providing food and shelter to these bacteria, because these bacteria also need something to eat. They also need some place to live. So these bacteria live on the roots of these leguminous plants. So suppose this is a leguminous plant and it has this roots, and in the roots you can see this ball like structures. So these are the root nodules, and inside it the rhizobium bacteria is living. The rhizobium bacteria lives. So as you can see here that they both are mutually interacting with each other for their nutrition. Okay, because this rhizobium bacteria is providing nitrogen, providing the usable nitrogen to these plants, and this plant is providing shelter to these rhizobium bacteria. So they both are living in a symbiotic relationship. Here you can see the root of a leguminous plant. I have zoomed it so that you can see it clearly. These are the roots of leguminous plants, and these are the rhizobium bacteria which live on these roots, and these roots provide food and shelter to the bacteria, and bacteria provide nitrogen, nutrient to these plants. So they both are mutually interacting, they both are equally important for both of them, because one thing or the other they are taking from each other, which is very important for their survival. The another very example is of algae and fungi. Now, what is algae? You must have seen, children, a green layer of plants, maybe on a stagnant water, or maybe near some rocks, or maybe at the bark of any tree. Okay, so this green layer that you see maybe on a pond or a rock or some stone or bark of a tree, that is what we call algae. And this algae is a green plant, and it carries out photosynthesis process. You can say that it carries out photosynthesis process. Why? Because it is green in color. And why it is green? Due to the presence of chlorophyll. So this algae provides nutrition to the fungi. Yes, and now what is fungi? We all know that fungi are saprotrophs. They cannot make their own food. Right? So some fungi can be parasites, some fungi can be saprophytic, whereas some fungi, they live in a symbiotic relationship. Some fungi, they cannot eat dead and decay. Also, they are not parasites. So this type of fungi lives on the algae. Suppose if you will see the algae here, you will notice that this is green algae, and at the top of it the white colored layer is there. Suppose just like a gift wrapper. Suppose this is the gift, and if I will wrap it with a gift wrapper, so that wrap of a gift paper is a fungi, and inside it the gift is a algae. So in this way they are situated. So the algae is there, and at the top of it the layer of fungi is there. Now they both are benefited from each other. How? Algae gives food and nutrition to the fungi, because the fungi cannot make its own food. So algae is useful to the fungi because fungi is getting nutrition from algae. Whereas fungi is also giving shelter to this algae, because this algae cannot survive in the harsh climate. It cannot survive in the sunlight. So fungi is covering all this algae so as to protect it from the sun and the environment. So they both are equally important for each of them. Alright, because algae is giving food to the fungi, and fungi is protecting this algae from the harsh climate. So they both are in a symbiotic relationship. Here, as you can see, there also. So this white layer, I hope it is clear to you, children. I tried my best to make it clear. So the green layer is there. Green layer is of algae, and at the top of it fungi is there. So that is how they both are in a symbiotic relationship. So I hope, children, what is symbiotic relationship and how it is important for the nutrition of any living organism is clear to you by now. So this is the definition, and the very examples are rhizobium bacteria, then leguminous plants, fungus and algae. There are many other also. I hope that is clear to you by now.